to another edition of Ask Michael Eline. This is where I teach people the law in an unorthodox manner by using examples that we see in the news, case law briefs, but it's all about exposing the Leviathan and its instrumentalities and taking back your rights. Know the law and mean to keep it well. Come here to learn from an expert to know your right. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel.
Right on, Steve Conkler and Jody Shiloh. Hey, sorry I started a little bit late tonight, guys. I've got a regular day job, and I was too busy to do a live stream in the daytime with video conferences and stuff like that. So I thought, I'm going to do it a little bit later. I just got chewed out by one of our buddies because I was saying, hey, man, check out NVIDIA. You got to invest in NVIDIA. That's where it's at, right? And then all of a sudden, the Chinese come out with this AI program today that I guess they built it for like $5,000. And you've got Google and all these big tech dudes. What's going on, ECA? All these big tech dudes that want to charge like billions, right, to build these new AI programs. And the Chinese did something with a lower quality chip than NVIDIA has for like $5 million. It just completely tanked the stock market today. I think I lost probably about, $50,000 on the stock market. I don't even like playing stocks. It's just my accountant made me do this SEP IRA thing, this Roth or a SEP. So I always, had my money on Google, but then I noticed they started tanking, and I don't really like Google because they're run by a bunch of commies. So I started putting my money in other stuff and got hammered today, Jody. But it is what it is. I mean, you win some, you lose some, but I learned a lot. Don't listen to what other people tell you to invest in. Invest in things that you like. So like when I originally invested in Google, I think I paid like $15 a share, right? Because Google's how I made my money online. And then eventually that became worth like $200 a share over time. And then I sold a bunch of that and started investing in what other people told me to invest in. Get NVIDIA, get all this other crap, right? It's going to the moon. And so I buy a bunch of NVIDIA, I buy MicroStrategies, right? Sailors, MicroStrategies completely get wiped out today. So I'm having kind of a crummy day, but again, you win some, you lose some. It's gambling. My dad always told me don't gamble. So that's what happened. But anyways, hey, Steve and Jody, good seeing you guys. I'm super happy you're here. I know I started later, so this is not probably going to be like a really, really big shoe. But the reason why I am doing this shoe tonight is because I have this, hold on. So I really like this dude, Stephen Gardner. I mean, even though, I'm more of a libertarian. I know he's like Trump till I die kind of a dude. But what I like about him is that he really covers very well with guests the CIA and RFK in this video. And I really like RFK because I'm a personal injury attorney, and I know that he went heavy duty after, make sure we got you here. All right. I know that he went heavy duty after Big Pharma and all their lies. And he's totally uncovered, he sued them and gotten discovery. And if I tell you the things that are true about Big Pharma on YouTube, they'll hit me with a medical misinformation. That's how much power Big Pharma has. And they make sure to donate tons of money to all of our politicians. Remember, Big Pharma is immune from lawsuits. So that's a deal that they made under Reagan. So Stephen Gardner, I don't know, what do you have to say about that, big dog? But they're immune from being sued. The only way you can sue Big Pharma for negligence is if you can get an attorney general like Ken Paxton in Texas to go after them. And look what happened to Ken Paxton. As soon as he tried going after Big Pharma, his own party, a bunch of rhinos, went after him and tried to get him impeached. That's how much power Big Pharma has. Billions and billions of dollars. Imagine having a business where you never have to worry about being sued for your own negligence. I mean, you could create something, you could call it safe and effective, and commit genocide, and you'd be immune from prosecution. You'd be immune from lawsuits unless you could get an attorney general, and they're all being paid off by big pharma. So I wanted to share this with you. Age Go, good seeing you, man. Hey, what's up, ECA? Head up, Marine. It'll wash out. I hope it does, ECA. So anyways, guys, as you know, I blew my back out big time. And this is an old injury from the Marine Corps. And it's just gotten systemically worse. So I'm dying right now. And I've been sitting here and I'm so bummed out because I can see my lats are already losing their size because I'm not getting to the gym like I should be. But I've been told that I have to let the inflammation die down. My L4 and L5 are pinched off. So I'll try to get through the show pretty quick tonight. At least I have a couple of my cool buddies here with me, and that's what matters. And I just wanted to cover this with you because I got to tell you guys, I don't care what you think of Trump. He's trying to get rid of those 80,000 IRS agents. Basically, they would have just been a bunch of Democrats, right? I mean, IRS, Democrats, same thing. And we know that they target their political opponents, right? We know that the Democrats use government agencies to target their political enemies. Liz Lerner, FBI used Peter Strzok, IRS used Liz Lerner. That was all started pretty much under Obama. And then we know that Obama and the Bushes are connected, and they're all basically creations of the CIA. And when you watch this, you're going to be blown away because I'm going to show you the connection between the CIA and all of our politicians. We're going to talk about the biolabs in the Ukraine that our government said didn't exist, and they accuse you of misinformation, right? Disinformation, try to shut down your social media. The same people who try to tell you the Hunter Biden laptop wasn't true when we knew it was true. And they got like 50 or 60 CIA agents to lie and say that it was Russian disinformation to make sure that Trump wouldn't win the last election, right? Election interference. And so when you watch this, and again, I'm a libertarian, I'm not bringing this to you from a partisan point of view, but more like a free American point of view. Like these administrative agencies, these alphabet agencies, guys, they're out of control. And when you watch this video, if you have any ability to be a free thinker or think outside of if you haven't been brainwashed by the colleges or the public school system, this is the show for you to watch. This is going to blow your mind. Yeah, I don't know, Eric. Let's see what happens, man. Well, Steve, RFK and his family did get rich playing the game, and unfortunately, I think that JFK and RFK were assassinated by the CIA because they, for whatever reason, maybe they had an epiphany. But I know that JFK wanted to put us back on the silverback with the gold-backed currency. So. Oh man, thanks OTVO. You had to resubscribe. Why is that? Look at that. So OTVO No Bootlicker says second day in a row he had to resubscribe. So are people? I don't know, dude. I mean, I know that people who speak the truth are the enemy of big tech. That's for sure, and they definitely don't like Trump. So, and I'm not even sitting here advocating for Trump. I'm just saying, like, I like a lot of his policies. Because a lot of his policies are pro-American, unlike the Democrats. I haven't seen any policy the Democrats have put out that are pro-American at all. None. Can you name one for me? Throw it in the sidebar if you can think of one pro-American policy. I mean, putting a dude in charge of mental health who likes to wear dresses and be around little kids, I don't think that's pro-American. Flooding our country with 20 million illegal aliens, giving them free everything, I don't think that's free American when I've got to pay for it. Criminals, people that don't even belong here, I don't think that's pro-American. But let's listen to good seeing you life under the microscope, my brother. My brother. How are you, brother? Good seeing you, man. Brent Shimko, yes. My brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. So let's by the way, guys, I've been up since 04. My pain level's now down to about a 9. So yesterday it was about a 15. As you guys know, my L4 and L5 are jacked up, but I've been wearing this belt, this support belt. So it basically, the idea is when you have your L4 and L5, you want to be sit up straight, and that keeps the pressure off and helps you lower inflammation. So what I've been doing is just slowly lowering the inflammation, drug-free, because the VA didn't send me any of the stuff they were supposed to send me. And so That's right, Eric. They're communists. They're anti-American communists. They hate America, and I think that the CIA hates America too. But let's like I think Eric Snowden should be pardoned. I think that he completely exposed what's going on. Amazing how Communist News Network and PMSNBC and Fox all went after him. All he did was expose the injustices where our government's been targeting our own people, stealing from us. Give me a bunch of ones if you agree. Yeah, right on, Eric. You the man. You the man. Tequila martinis and live streaming. This will be interesting. Why I would never admit to something like that. All right. Man, this freaking distilled water really has a kick. All right. Let's get into this video, and as it goes on, I'll come in and hit you with my lawyer reactions. Sassy Kisses, good seeing you. Now, I know several people bought copies of my ebook yesterday, so just stand fast. Tonight, hopefully, when I bed down, I'll send out the ebooks. But I do appreciate it. Look, ebooks, super chats, any of that stuff is greatly appreciated. You know, it's really hard for me to do this show and run a law practice. But I guess I better start getting some money from you guys because I got hammered today in the stock market. I lost my shirt big. My NVIDIA stocks went from like almost like 300 or something a share down to like 100 something. Got completely hammered thanks to those damn Chi-Coms. They wiped me out, man. But yeah, I had a choice. I put in 13.7 hours today on the books, and I had a choice of going to bed because I figured it's, you know, freaking doggone 6:00 p.m. I'm going to lose my East Coast audience, but I'm going to go ahead and do this show, and I want you guys to watch this, and hopefully you'll understand why I felt this was an important show to bring you tonight. All right, here we go.
I'm going to be going through some of the biggest stories in the news regarding President Trump, the intelligence apparatus, and more. To help me do that, I have Kevin Shipp. Kevin, thank you so much for joining me again.
Stephen, good to see you again.
So President Trump continues to shock so many people. You know, he's now revoked the security clearance for John Brennan, Clapper, 50 others. He just took away this morning the security detail of former CIA Director Mike Pompeo.
Traitor.
What are your thoughts on him doing that? Is this the right move? Would the election of 2020 been different had they not interfered with lying to the American people?
It would have been different if they hadn't lied to the American people, which they did. This is, as I said when we talked before, somebody pinched me. I think I'm dreaming. I've been trying to expose these intelligence officials for several years now. And
what's the matter, you?
With Bobby Kennedy Jr., for example, and others to reform the CIA, and more of that coming up. But to revoke the security clearance for John Brennan is a big blow to the shadow government.
Awesome.
Which, of course, is the CIA is the
John
main
Brennan's
hub of
a
that.
piece of trash.
John Brennan, if you remember, is the one. He came out defending himself today, saying, "Well, that's not really what we meant by the Hunter laptop." But he left out the fact that he was the chief perpetrator of the Russia collusion hoax.
That's right.
And it was John Brennan that took false information, called it intelligence, and then leaked it to the media to get the story going. So knocking out his security clearance is huge because he actively tried to stop Trump from being reelected, which is insane when you think about it, because this is the CIA trying to stop the election of a president, a previous and now sitting president. So that's awesome. And then we have James Clapper. If you remember him, he's the one who lied under oath to Congress when he was asked if the NSA is spying on millions of people.
I'll show you the video.
And he lied and said they weren't. And as he scratched his body language is terrible if you watch it. He lied and said the NSA wasn't gathering data on millions of people, which it is. Turns out
absolutely is.
It is. And he was never held accountable for lying under oath like that. Well, Donald Trump has now removed his security clearance. Good. This is like powerful cult members who have had carte blanche authority to move around in the government and affect even Congress, all of a sudden their teeth are gone. Somebody's kicked their teeth out. And then you have to go out and put a hat on at McDonald's or something now, because they can't use the power of their security clearance for anything, and that is where their power came from. So that is, I tell you, Stephen, I couldn't be more gratified that Donald Trump did this, because this proves to me that he will indeed, as Bobby and Kennedy Jr. and I have really pushed, he will indeed start reforming the shadow government, specifically the CIA. And this is the first huge step in doing that.
Okay. My understanding is Jack Smith, the special prosecutor that went after Trump for January 6th and the documents at Mar-a-Lago, he begged President Biden for a pardon and was basically told, for failing to get Trump, you get nothing. You will suffer the consequences. Do you think that's just like a setup? Didn't Antony Blinken call in a special favor with Mike Morrell to come up with this letter in order to cover up for the Biden laptop? And then he reached out to Brennan. I noticed Antony Blinken did not get a pardon on his way out of the White House. Do you think Trump will want to get to the bottom of this cover up as well as the 2020 election?
Most definitely, especially in the case of Blinken, who really, in my view, has committed treason against the United States government. I hope so, because the things that Blinken has done are, to me, having come from that world, are just unbelievable that he would commit that kind of treasonous activity. I think he didn't get a pardon, which I think is awesome. And I do think that Trump and company will go after him finally, because he's committed some very serious crimes, I think, treason being one of them.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, John Brennan was on MSNBC, as you said, whining, saying, we never lied to the American people. We simply pointed out that this could be Russian information to mislead people. But didn't Mike Morrell and Gina Haspel, heads of the CIA, didn't they sign off on releasing these public messages to cover up the laptop?
Yep.
Yes, they did. And the fact is, we find out now that they knew it wasn't Russian disinformation.
They knew it the whole time.
They knew the intelligence didn't back that up. So that was fabricated. That's
right. I had like 20,000 followers on Instagram, and I wrote about this, that this Hunter Biden laptop is real, guys. And I had my account completely wiped clean by Zuckerberg. Notice how he's kissing Trump's ass now.
Again, and I've said this over and over, as you know, Stephen, regarding the CIA's manipulation of our elected government and the news media, and our elections, as I mentioned earlier, which is serious that organization is doing this. So another point you make there too, or you kind of leading me to, is we talked about, I think, before Operation Mockingbird. Has it gone away? And I've done programs on this. No, there's Mockingbird 2.0, and it's even more widespread than it was when Bush said from now on it would only be voluntary. Everybody missed that part. But you got John Brennan, who used to have a security clearance directly connected to the CIA, as an analyst on MSNBC.
PMS.
And then you've got James Clapper, of course, the king of the NSA and national surveillance. He is an analyst and contributor for CNN. Talk about Mockingbird right in our faces. They're not even hiding it anymore. So, both of them just got their clearances yanked, which I think is
So for those of you who don't know, Operation Mockingbird was a CIA illegal program that infiltrated all of the news media and basically controlled our news in America. Remember, the CIA is famous for doing what? Taking down governments and propping up governments in their image. And so they did it here in the United States. And that's what Operation Mockingbird is all about. They won't teach you about this in the Marxist-run public schools or in the college system at all. It's like persona non grata. You talk about this or the Hunter Biden laptop, they'll tell you that you're a conspiracy theorist. By the way, the whole term conspiracy theorist was made up by the CIA as well, as an attempt to try and discredit people who speak the truth. Let's keep going. You're going to be blown away when you see this, guys. This
like I said, pinch me I think I'm dreaming. This is really a blow to the shadow government.
Okay. I know you're friends with RFK Jr. President Trump has said that he will
Thanks,
release
Martha.
all of the information about JFK, RFK, and MLK, Martin Luther King. What do you think we might find in there, and why have they been hiding it all of these decades?
Well, they're not going to find much, in my view.
Listen,
Do you think the CIA, after it orchestrated, probably with Lyndon B. Johnson and some mafia figures, do you think that they kept those files
of course not.
stored away in the CIA? No, they were destroyed immediately. And I'll herald us back to MK Ultra. When the Church Committee started looking into MK Ultra, Richard Helms, the director of the CIA, destroyed 10,000 MK Ultra documents.
10,000.
So Congress would never see them. Now, you would, I think, be correct in reaching the conclusion that after JFK was assassinated, those files
Right on,
and everybody's part in those files were
yeah,
destroyed.
barcode.
So what's left?
Love you, brother.
I don't think there's going to be much left, frankly. But I think what they're worried about, and the reason they're holding on to them, is sometimes you can have information in regards to events like that doesn't appear to have any connection. But when you search through all the information, you put the puzzle pieces together, then it makes a picture. For example, Oswald, we find out, was a...
Hey, guys, give me a bunch of ones for my buddy Life Under. Hit that like and subscribe button. Life Under's the man. He's always supporting me. Guys, make sure to like and subscribe to Life Under the Microscope's channel. This dude's legit, man. He's about 10 feet tall, and all he does is eat steak all day. A complete animal. Like, if you met this guy in a dark alley and he doesn't like you, prepare to lose your limbs. Let's keep it going.
CIA asset, a CIA employee. Well, all of his files were destroyed, as I mentioned would happen, and they did. But over in Japan, in some financial files, a fellow was digging through the financial files and found CIA payroll receipts for Oswald as a CIA asset, proving he was a CIA asset. So,
yeah, guys, I'm gonna rewind this. Okay, I want you to listen very closely. I'm gonna make a quick head and water call. I want you guys to listen to this. Lee Harvey Oswald was a CIA asset. He was a CIA employee. And we know that most of the records were destroyed by the CIA, but the records that exist at the CIA could potentially lead to other records. So this is about discovery. So hold on a minute before I ditch you. So in discovery, as a lawyer, because this kind of segues into what I do in my job. When we do discovery, especially under the federal rules, we're allowed to engage in what are called fishing expeditions. So even though some of the evidence that we're seeking may be inadmissible at trial, hopefully Lane Myers or Reluctant are listening to me. Even though the evidence that we're seeking now may be inadmissible at trial, it doesn't mean that it's inadmissible for purposes of discovery. And what that means is we can develop that evidence because it could lead to evidence that is admissible as discovery later on. You follow me? It could lead to evidence that would be admissible as evidence later on under the rules of evidence. So the CIA, the reason why they're not releasing these records, well, number one, they want all the old people to die like me who remember Kennedy, because the young generation are so dumb, right? They don't even know where they are, right? They've got them hopped up on all these drugs where they're trying to make, men into women. The average male has like 30 to 40% less testosterone than his grandfather had, right? While they're like putting atrazine in our food supply and all these chemicals. So you have man boobs like Bill Gates, right? He's trying to create people in his own image. So just think about that. Hey, BZ Watchdog, good seeing you. Hey, everybody. Say hi to BZ Watchdog. I'm sure he just showed up to make sure to tell everyone to go and watch his channel and leave my channel. Thanks, BZ. I'm glad that I can help you recruit people to come over to your channel. Anyways, I will make a quick head call, but I want you guys to take a look at this dude and listen to what he's saying. Let's go.
I mentioned would happen, and they did. But over in Japan, in some financial files, a fellow was digging through the financial files and found CIA payroll receipts for Oswald as a CIA asset, proving he was a CIA asset. So his files were destroyed, his connections were destroyed, but the little puzzle piece was just hanging out there. And this guy remarkably found it and got the link between Oswald and the CIA. So to answer your question, I hate to say this, but I don't think there's going to be much there because I think it's been destroyed. But there may be some puzzle pieces. I think they should release everything regardless. Time is up. The time of limitations is up. There's no reason they should hold on to any of these documents. A lot of the players are dead now anyway. And this is a transparent government that we're working towards. So they should release them all. Will they provide damning evidence? I hate to let people down, but I don't think so.
Okay. It kind of reminds me of all growing up, I would hear about Fort Knox, right? Like, oh, this government guarded building full of tons and tons of gold. And then it was like, do we really know it's in there? Maybe they're just guarding an empty building with the idea, right? So maybe what the government is really trying to cover up is the fact that there are no documents because they destroyed all of them. But if they can keep that suspicion and the intrigue going, then maybe they can keep a lid on it. But to me, it sounds like Trump wants to get rid of that. And again, I guess the question I was going to ask is Mike Pompeo, who's just had a security clearance yanked from him by Trump. He was the one that strongly encouraged Trump not to release those.
Pompeo.
It does just make me wonder, like, why? I guess maybe we'll never have an answer. But go ahead.
Yeah, Trump just removed his security detail, the Secret Service detail, so he's now on his own. What happened with Pompeo? And I remember when he was appointed as the director of the CIA, I turned to my wife and I said, he's not going to last very long. He's a West Point graduate. I understand he's a very, very staunch conservative, and by all accounts, he's a good guy. But when he got into the CIA, and this is what I would exhort the Trump transition team to be aware of, the CIA is extremely good at recruiting government officials, including the president and members of the news media. But in this case, the president. So Pompeo got in there, and he was only in there about 3 months. And if you remember, he put an order out to assassinate Julian Assange in the Ecuadorian embassy. Without a doubt, that's proven, documented. And then Tucker Carlson was talking about that subject on his show, and Mike Pompeo personally called Tucker and threatened him with arrest if he didn't stop talking about it. So Pompeo went extreme.
So just really quick, Douglas Howard says that Oswald was killed because his trial would have shown the world our own government, by orders of the Federal Reserve, killed the Kennedy brothers. Absolutely, no question about it. That's why, like, when I hear people saying, "Oh, we can't go on tariffs because that's bad. Tariffs are bad. That's a tax." And it's like, dude, do you realize, like, Biden just hired 80,000 new armed IRS agents, and their job is to audit the shit out of you and to make your life miserable and destroy you and your family? The income tax is a Marxist communist creation. Our founding fathers never would have allowed an income tax. They believed in freedom. So for the first 130 years of our country, we had tariffs, and that paid for our roads and everything else. And if you don't want to buy the product, you don't pay the tax. In other words, you had more freedom with tariffs. But you'll hear all the Marxist Democrats telling you, "Oh, it's terrible. Tariffs are awful." Dude, Kennedy was trying to introduce a silverback. By the way, give me a bunch of ones if you agree with this. If Kennedy was a politician today, the Democrat Party would turn their back on him because he would have to run as a Democrat. He literally wanted to dismantle the Federal Reserve System. Name one Democrat who wants to dismantle the privately run Marxist communist Federal Reserve System. Look at Janet Yellen. I mean, the lady probably has an IQ of about -20, and that's what they want. That's exactly what they want. Let's keep going.
Negative, or negative rather, when he was in there, and it can do that to people if you don't stay impartial and stay out from an outside perspective. They will recruit you, and that's what happened to Mike Pompeo. And sadly, because I think he's a good guy, it ruined his political career.
Okay. Yeah, I had mixed feelings about him. So I was a little bit shocked when Trump said he's not going to be a part of the next administration, and please stop sending me people that could be in this administration if they're connected to Pompeo or Nikki Haley. What was the big sin that Julian Assange committed?
Oh, what's the matter with you? That's an easy one, man. What's his name? Rand Paul. He wants to get rid of the Fed. Guess who else wants to get rid of the Federal Reserve? Donald Trump. He wants to abolish the Federal Reserve. He wants to get rid of the income tax. So that right there, that probably explains why they've been trying to assassinate this dude. I mean, why would any businessman want the Federal Reserve? Why would any businessman support a Democrat-run agency like the IRS, who hates people who make money and looks at them as the enemy of the American? They look at people who are wealthy and successful as their enemy. Think about that. What's the matter? You just think about it for a little while, because I want to hear what you got to say.
Was it the fact that he exposed government secrets, the fact that they were spying on American people, and that these endless wars were really about money and not about actually winning in the name of American military exceptionalism?
And that's all the things that the shadow government deep state has classified at the highest levels, many times of classification, that they don't want us to know. The CIA's history is replete with bloody, failed operations that were placed under the highest levels of secrecy to keep from the American people, and they continue to do that today. So what he did was he revealed a bunch of programs and operations, not all of them, but several of them, which were heinous and murderous, and those were classified programs. And this is the way that the shadow government works in the cult of secrecy there. If you classify something, even if it's a criminal activity, then you can't talk about it. And if you do, you could go to prison for violating your secrecy agreement. So regardless of the fact that in this case, they killed an innocent reporter, bombed him and a group of 4 other people.
Yep.
Well, that's classified. It's at the secret level because of the operation and the source and method of how they were bombing are involved. So it's classified. So you can't talk about it ever. That's how they do it. That's how they cover up criminal activity. I've got a program where I get into detail on several felonies that the CIA has committed, and they covered them up using secrecy, and they threatened the people involved with their secrecy agreement not to talk about it, and put a lid on the whole thing.
Okay. What are your thoughts on John Ratcliffe? He's been named as the new head of the CIA. I've watched past videos of him questioning people when he was in Congress. He was also the head of the DNI, which now Tulsi Gabbard will be. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I was really glad to see him appointed. He was DNI, Director of National Intelligence, for 6 months, so he got a good handle on the operation of that. And I'm sure he learned that the DNI still has no control over the CIA. It was just kind of reorganizing the chess pieces. But it was John Ratcliffe, who was the only intelligence official that stood up and defended Donald Trump against the Russia collusion hoax, and stated that he had seen the intelligence and it was false.
Yep.
That intelligence was false.
Absolutely.
And Trump did nothing of the kind. So he was the only intelligence official, that defended Donald Trump in that regard. And of course, I think he was a congressman for 5 years, I think, a very conservative congressman. I think he's an excellent choice. Plus, he's a brilliant man also. I would exhort anybody listening that John Ratcliffe needs to be extremely careful. I remember James Woolsey, who I served under for 2 years when he was director. After he came out, he said, even though I was director of the CIA, they never told me anything. The director of operations, now the National Clandestine Service, didn't tell Woolsey anything about these covert operations they were running. He was just a figurehead. They're going to try to do that to John Ratcliffe. The knives are going to be out. I promise you, they're going to withhold operational information from him of some of these covert ops that are so despicable. And he's got a heck of a job on his hand. I would recommend, too, that he brings in a deputy director of the CIA from the outside with the same goals and mandates that President Trump gave to him, the same thing with the deputy director, and then understand that both of them understand they need to have a team on the outside covering their back and backing them up, and understand that they're going in there standing up against a monster that probably at the upper levels of the CIA, they're thinking, well, this guy's only going to be here for 4 years, as they've done with previous administrations. We'll just wait him out. Because we're talking career bureaucrats in the upper 20% of the CI. Some of them have been there for 25, 35 years.
Yep.
It's how they think. It's who they are.
Yep.
They'll just hang around for 4 years and wait for Ratcliffe to go away or whoever the new president is, and they'll just wait him out. The CI has a whole procedure doing that, especially in legal cases, where they'll drag a legal case on for 8, 9 years and drain the person's finances, but all the CI legal authorities in the CI and the OGC, they're going to be there for their entire career. What do they have to lose? So they will try to wait him out. They'll try to wait Ratcliffe out. They'll try to wait the reforms out. I'm happy where Bobby Kennedy Jr. has been placed, because I think that's going to be fantastic. And I'm sure he has President Trump's ear regarding reform of the CIA. And he and I have talked about back and forth textually on some of the reforms that are necessary there. And of course, I have some in the 12 steps in the book.
Absolutely.
So Bobby Kennedy Jr. has a mission and a goal, and that is, same as me, eliminate the CIA's covert operational authority and its abuse of secrecy, and create a separate agency, the National Clandestine Service, outside of the CIA's control. And that's one of the recommendations that's going to be made.
Okay.
So how do you guys like that? So the recommendation is all these bureaucrats who run the CIA and try to take out hits against presidents that they disagree with, right? Now they're going to create a new agency to take over their clandestine stuff, to disenfranchise them of having the ability, because that's their job, right? To overthrow governments. So how hard would it be for, like, say, Broom Hillary to put someone in charge over at the CIA, right? One of her buddies, or George Soros with a bunch of money, to pay one of these guys, bureaucrats, to take down a sitting president or try to have him assassinated. How hard do you think that would be, guys? So I think it's a great idea. Disenfranchise them, take away their ability, have a new agency that oversees that. I think it's a great idea. What do you guys think? Give me a bunch of ones if you think it's a good idea to severely curtail these bureaucrats who lie, try to say that the Hunter Biden laptop, that scumbag Hunter, with porn, child porn, and kiddie porn on his laptop, to try to say that was Russian disinformation, to try to interfere with an election. I mean, how is that fair, guys, right? You had the news media and the CIA basically telling you that Donald Trump was a Russian agent. And what really blows me away is that Donald Trump has been a Democrat his whole life. But as soon as he ran as a Republican, all of a sudden the CIA, the FBI, Broom Hillary, Big Mike, and Barry Soetoro were trying to take him down. I'm just blown away by the whole thing. I don't know what you guys think, but it's pretty crazy the way the Democrats eat their own. But let's keep going.
Interesting. I saw today, I'm sure you've thought of this, but weren't aware of this particular story because it just barely came out. But James O'Keefe, who is an independent journalist, kind of famous for getting in with high-level government officials and then getting them to just spill their guts over a dinner date. He's got this guy, Byron Cohen, White House advisor, who was telling him, the bureaucracy is going to do everything they can to block RFK Jr. They will make him think something's happening when it is not. I'm sure he's expecting that there is going to be a lot of pushback. I personally like RFK Jr. I think that he has a mission to get in and make America healthy again, make the government healthy again.
Absolutely.
Is he also going to just walk into booby trap after booby trap and people withholding information from him?
Without a question. The shadow government deep state is terrified of Bobby Kennedy Jr. And when we started talking, I'd never met him before, talked to him before. We went back and forth about 2 years. I find him to be a very brilliant man.
I think so,
and a very
too.
honest man and a man of good character.
Yep.
Those are two dangerous qualities to the shadow government.
Yep.
And he has a mission to expose the fact that they killed his uncle and his father. And I agree with him in both cases that the CIA was involved.
Literally hate.
And you can prove that. I've done programs on that. So he has a mission, and they are terrified of him. They're terrified what he intends to do. They're going to try to stop him at every level. They've already tried to smear him with every possible thing they could find. Eating a dog and all this other stuff. They've tried to throw and affairs. They're going to keep trying that. They are going to withhold information from him, and people need to pray for him, especially regarding his safety, because they do not want him in there. And I know Trump will make sure he has a good Secret Service detail, a good one, not the one like Butler, Pennsylvania. That was the woke Secret Service anyway. But no, they're going to try to stop him. They're going to try to eliminate him. And the way they do it is first they try to smear your credibility, then they try to destroy you financially. If that doesn't work, then it could get worse from there. So, but he's fully aware of that. He's fully aware of the threat, which really makes him a hero, because he knows they have every intention of snuffing him out, eliminating him, and he still is doing this anyway. That's raw guts. So they're going to try it, but he's a man of steel. I don't think it's going to be effective. And the main thing is getting him through his confirmation, because they're going to assault him horribly during that, the Democrats and some rhino Republicans also.
Listen.
So I just hope and pray he gets through that.
Yeah, my biggest worry for him is, he's got the CIA, which is this shadow government that does not care who's president. They want to self-exist. They believe that they know better than us. On top of that, you have Big Food, who funds a lot of members of Congress to get elected. They're going to be saying, do not confirm this guy. Do not let him in. Do not let him destroy our profits. These 10,000 chemicals that poison people, we don't care. If we did, we would have removed them. There's so much money there. Then he's got Big Pharma. We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars from Big Pharma.
You're right.
I'm very scared for this guy, because I do believe that he has the ability to make changes that would make America better. But it goes against these corporate profits and this dark shadow government.
True.
I really do worry for the guy.
I think you're absolutely right, Stephen.
Already tried to
the powers that he has challenged. And we have to remember, a lot of these powers are lobbyists for members of the Congress and the Senate, and they're in these lobbyist pockets for re-election.
Absolutely.
That's why the intelligence oversight committees don't work, because those people want to be reelected more than they want to challenge the CIA. And a lot of these people that are going to sit on these committees during the hearings, the confirmation hearings, for example, 6 congressmen and senators own stock in Lockheed Martin, the CIA's big surveillance contractor, and they own stock in that. So when you got somebody trying to grill Bobby Kennedy Jr., people just think about who is lobbying that particular congressman or senator, and think about whose pocket they're in, and who supported them, not just their election, but is working on their reelection and telling them, you better stop this guy or you're going to lose our funding for your next reelection when it comes up. That's what they're doing. There's no question about it. They are doing that, and that's what Bobby Kennedy Jr. is up.
So I lobbied Congress on behalf of cruise ship victims, like people who lost family members who were thrown overboard. Remember, the cruise ship industry, they rely on all of our infrastructure, but because of treaties, they're not subject to U.S. law. So you can't sue them unless it's through their contract, through their passage contract. So I'm a co-drafter of the Cruise Ship Safety Act, and the teeth were taken out of it. The enforcement provisions were taken out of it by lobbyists. So these congressmen and senators, they're a den of vipers. They don't care about you. And so I don't care what you think about Trump, but the fact that he's trying to get RFK in there that's all I need to know, that this dude is different than anything else I've ever seen in my life. Because RFK could single-handedly take down the CIA as well as Big Pharma. And if any of you people have lost family members or friends from things that they were told were safe and effective, RFK is your friend. We lost our mother-in-law within 3 days after she took her safe and effective from thrombosis. Well, my mother-in-law, my wife lost her mother from that. And we know that they tried to bury that data for like 50 to 75 years. They didn't want the American public to see the side effects data. So think about that, guys. That's what we're facing. These billionaires who are immune from being sued for their own negligence, they could literally commit genocide and be immune from that. RFK, I cannot believe that we have this opportunity right now to have this guy overseeing our health. You guys need to start thinking. Like, I know you've been brainwashed by the public school system, by PMS, NBC, and Communist News Network, but you should be writing your congressmen and senators every single day demanding that they make sure that RFK gets appointed. This is the biggest opportunity we have right now to protect our family members, our wives, and our children from these safe and effective things that kill them. Give me a bunch of ones if you guys agree. Let's get back into it. It's a big deal for me, guys, because I'm a victim of these people that we can't even talk about on YouTube without risking getting our accounts banned.
Against is a massive lobbyist who have these congressmen and senators, not all of them, I would say most of them, in their pocket.
Yeah. Well, I know one of the big stocks that almost every member of Congress owns is Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, these companies that just consistently rake in billions of dollars. And you know for a fact that they're
Life Under. I'm not a fan of the Kennedys, all right, but RFK, I've seen his discovery. I've seen the lawsuits. He's gotten the information and the data that proves that these safe and effective things are killers. And I think he's got an axe to grind as well. So maybe his dad, maybe his uncle. Yeah, I get it. They're the offspring of gangsters, but who isn't a gangster in DC, bro? Look, I'm not trying to win over you. I'm trying to win you over, though, on this one. I'm a personal injury attorney. RFK is a personal injury attorney. He's sued these guys and he's gotten the discovery. I've seen a lot of these documents. Dude, okay, here's another. Here, how about this? Hold up, bro. Let me just share something with you. So when I externed for the Court of Appeal in California, Michael Hughes, when he was still alive, he was suing Philip Morris, and he got like a $28 billion punitive damages award against them. Through his discovery, we were able to see that they were paying off all these doctors and science because they're science, right? I am the science, right? So they were basically paid all these doctors for their expert opinion that not only are cigarettes not harmful, but they're actually healthy, especially to women who are pregnant. Like all this stuff that they were showing me I couldn't believe it. And so all I got to tell you, dude, is that I don't care if you're Darth Vader and you're on the side of the evil empire. If the evil empire takes out your father and you're Boba Fett or whoever, or Luke Skywalker, I don't know who, you know what I'm talking about, dude. Don't discount the fact that RFK is legit, dude, bro, because the same system that his family supported executed his father and his uncle, number one. And number two, he's been beaten up pretty hard. By the system. So, and maybe it is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I understand all the stuff you're saying, but everything that he's exposed, including just like what you're saying, bro, the sugar companies, the sugar companies and their cancer studies, all that stuff. RFK is the only dude that I've met who's out there actually actively exposing that. He's trying to make sure that they can only put cane sugar in Coke now. Not that I'm saying Coke's good, but high fructose corn syrup, as far as I'm concerned, is cancer. Is cancer. It's death. And I know that refined sugar is death. And I know you don't like any kind of sugar or any kind of plant product. And I get that, brother. But I think that if I had a choice between high fructose corn syrup and cane sugar, that's what I would be going with. So I'm stopping this because I appreciate your opinions, bro. But straight up, and check this out. Imminence of Oots says he's never lost a lawsuit. Well, how could he, dude? I mean, the guy knows what he's doing. And by the way, his uncle, when he was assassinated, was trying to get us back onto silverbacks and get us off of the Federal Reserve banking system. And don't think for a minute that after the assassination attempt on Trump, that he doesn't want to eliminate the CIA as well. I mean, I think most of us realize that the Secret Service or the CIA, the FBI, people inside those organizations wanted Trump dead because he destroys their ability to gain power and prestige. People like Broom Hillary and Slick Willie and the Obamas don't like guys like Trump because, you know, they'll play along with it because they're all CIA assets. Give me a bunch of ones if you agree. So let's get back into the video and let's have some fun. Stand by, platoon. Oh, 10.
They're behind the scenes lobbying. I mean, I just personally learned in the last 48 hours, there's over 12,000 lobbyists in Washington, D.C. Like, I don't know how these guys get anything done if you've got all of these people that they don't. Yeah. They don't. Now we know why they get so little done. You're like, right. Oh, the 120th Congress, 119, they didn't have time to get anything done because they were trying to slip raises in between taking money from lobbyists. But yeah, the government really is interesting that way. Okay, let me switch gears with you. This is just something that I've observed. I don't have an answer. I don't even know if you will, but I've noticed no one's really talking about these mystery drones that were over New Jersey now that President Trump has been sworn into office. He has promised to figure out what they are and divulge that to the American public. Do you think that that was a government operation? Do you know anything about those weird mystery drones?
I can tell you a lot. I'm not saying all, but a lot of UFO sightings and videos and things are actually our technology. That a drone program that goes back over 40 years. They've been working on this. So a lot of these are ours, and the ones that they've been seeing recently over New Jersey and Bedminster and these other sensitive places. I think they're U.S. government technology. Now we know or suspect that China has the same kind of technology, and I think it's accurate to say that we have gravitic technology for craft that do not need your typical traditional fuel, but they can function off anti-gravity, and that's how they can do the things that they do. And I think there's a program that's so secret, Congress doesn't know about it. The president probably doesn't know about it. And so that's why we're all waiting.
Exactly.
The big thing for me is
exactly,
Donald Trump coming out and saying what he's found now that he's in office and he's been briefed, hopefully on this, maybe not. But what Donald Trump says, we're all I'm hanging and waiting for that. Like, okay, you're in there now. You're supposed to have access to everything, which is not always the case. But what have you seen? What have you found? So I'm waiting for that, as a lot of other people are. We'll see, what Trump says.
Okay. I'm having a blank here. Who was the head of the CIA most recently?
Oh, it was Burns, CIA Director Burns. Yeah.
Ken Burns.
Yeah.
I noticed that Ken Burns was being used a lot more. Maybe it was just publicly known a lot more than typically in regards to the Russia-Ukraine war situation. Is that because of his fluency in a language, or was Antony Blinken just not the right guy to try to make headway on that? I mean, it just seemed like either Biden didn't want that war to end, or they just didn't have good diplomats, and Ken Burns kind of became the guy. But anytime I read something about our government's involvement, I just kept wondering, why is the head of the CIA the name that keeps coming up when it comes to diplomacy that way?
Well, it's because the CIA helped stage that coup in 2014 that removed Ukraine's democratically elected government. John Brennan made multiple secret trips to Ukraine to work with them, along with Victoria Nuland, the queen of the deep state, to literally overthrow that government and put the CIA's puppet Zelensky into power, because the CIA has this insane psychopathical focus or obsession with Russia. Because without Russia, a lot of the CIA doesn't need to exist, period. And so they'll make things up, the CIA will, about Russia being the boogeyman, Russia doing this, Russia's going to do that. And so the CIA went in there in 2014, staged a coup, overthrew the government, started threatening NATO, possibly Ukraine possibly joining NATO right on the border of the Soviet Union when the U.S. signed an agreement with Russia that they would never have a NATO country on the border of the Soviet Union. They violated that agreement. Anyway, so the CIA went in there and staged a coup. So of course Burns is going to be involved because the CIA has been involved from the beginning. And as far as Anthony Blinken goes, I don't think he should be anywhere near government, but he was involved also, of course. And this was the Biden administration specifically using Russia as an excuse to push America into war again and pump up and establish or re-expand the military-industrial complex, get those bombs and wars going as they lobby Congress to allow them to do that. I think it's heinous. And I think the United States should have nothing to do with the war in Ukraine, that they should demand peace, period, and stop it. And they've sent long-range U.S. missiles into Ukraine to fire into Russia. I mean, what more provocation do you need for Russia to strike back? I'm not defending Putin. I'm not saying Putin's a great guy. I mean, I think he's lost 500,000 young men by sending them into death into the Ukrainian war. Over 1 million soldiers have died on both sides in that war. Thank you, CIA. There you go again, with genocide. So I would get us out of Ukraine, get a peace deal there, period, and not go any further. Blinken, the soulless puppet that he is, just pushed the narrative that the CIA was shoving down his throat, that Russia's a threat. We need Russia to be a threat, because if Russia's not a threat, we're not maybe necessary. So I think that's where we stand now. And I'm pretty sure Donald Trump is going to demand for a peace deal there.
Yeah. I don't know if you know or know of Colonel Douglas McGregor, but he's told me several times that Russia is the boogeyman in order to justify an $800 billion military defense budget, but it doesn't need to be that way. I don't know if your book Twilight of the Shadow Government covers this or not, but it leads to what you've been telling me and others. During the COVID lockdowns, Victoria Nuland was hauled in before Congress, and now Secretary of State Marco Rubio, as a senator, says to her, "What are we doing with biolabs in the country of Ukraine? Who authorized those? Who pays for those? Why do we even have biolabs? Does this have to do with Russia going in there?" And she basically acknowledges that they exist and then quickly backs up and says, we need to discuss this in a skiff. Yeah. Right there, you can see the shadow government that's been breeding viruses and antiviruses and vaccines. And instead of doing it in America, they're doing shadow government work in Wuhan, China, and in Ukraine. Do you remember that story?
Absolutely. Poor Victoria, she slipped and verified that we have biolabs in Ukraine. They were trying to keep that's highly classified, and they were trying to keep that from the American people. Well, too bad. Now we know, and it's like retreating into the shadows. She stops, and we have to discuss that in a skiff. In other words, we have to go discuss that in darkness. In the shadows. That's what they do. That's why our book is called Twilight of the Shadow Government: How Transparency Will Kill the Deep State. It is this secrecy that allows them to get away with all these things and then threaten anybody that challenges them with prison for violating national security. That's got to stop. So now we got Marco Rubio. I can't wait to see what he does with Victoria Nuland, because I think she's guilty of war crimes, and she's very close and very tight with George Soros and his organizations in Ukraine, and work with them to help topple the government and finance a new government coming in. I'm waiting to see what Marco Rubio, because I think he's a good man. I'm waiting to see what he's going to do in that regard.
Well, from what I'm reading today, President Trump has now upped the number of military at the border. He's dispatching 10,000 people. He says that he will continue to increase that. Now I'm reading Mexico is starting to build detention centers. So Mexico's coming online. I don't know what he's going to do about the cartels, but specifically with Marco Rubio, I read that either Marco Rubio has been dispatched to the Panama Canal or people that work for Marco Rubio.
Yeah,
so it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes. Tell my audience what they're going to learn by reading Twilight of the Shadow Government.
Well, Kent Heckenlively, my courageous co-author who joined me in this project, did a fantastic job co-writing this with me, and I was kind of the compass. There were things that I could reveal and things I couldn't, so I just point Kent in that direction, and he'd go dig and bring it out, and there's nothing they could do to stop that information. We open the CIA up. We show some of the career criminals in the top of the CIA. We open Operation Mockingbird, the modern one, wide open. We prove that Bob Woodward is the chief Mockingbird, who's been connected to the CIA and intelligence for decades and was responsible for trying to remove Nixon from office. We get into the horrific genocidal operations the CIA has conducted without Congress's knowledge and funded it by running drugs and running guns. And we get into the CIA's attempt to eliminate me, when I uncovered a vulnerability to our officers overseas and they tried to cover it up. I was involved in a secret investigation outside the CIA by orders, and the CIA was rebuked for putting the lives of its case officers at risk and covering it up. And then, of course, the CIA went after me, and that's when I started thinking, well, maybe I ought to come out and write a book or something. So that's all in there, exactly how the CIA did it, that vulnerability, what it was, how they tried to cover it up, which is unbelievable. Why would they want the identities of our cover people overseas easily found? That still remains a question. I have my own theory. But anyway, that's in Twilight of the Shadow Government. And then we have actually a 12-step program for the CIA, a 12-step program for CIA reform. And I've added to that in some upcoming programs on how to break the CIA up. Keep the good parts, like the Director of Intelligence, which I was trained as an analyst by them. Their intelligence work is analytical work is fantastic. The Director of Science and Technology, keep that. Just get rid of the CIA's covert operational authority, move it out of there and move it into a separate agency and defang this monster. So we talk about that in the book also.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to put this out into the universe, but I know it's already out there. As you mentioned, the first step is they want to destroy someone's reputation. I think that they've already been trying to do that to President Trump.
Absolutely.
I mean, he is back in Washington, D.C., like a bull let loose in a china shop, and everyone's trying to protect their territory. And yeah, it is beautiful. It is actually fun to cover, and you just see somebody behaving presidential, clothed in authority, doing things that Biden kept lying, saying, I don't have authority as president to do that. No one seems to be questioning Trump's authority on the border, dealing with these illegal immigrants, now wanting to go meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin to end all of the killing, the Middle East situation. He wants it all to come to an end so that we can have prosperity. But I would have to guess that there are people in the CIA, in the bureaucratic government, in the deep state that are at this very moment working out plans to either hamstring him or remove him or make his presidency as lame duck as possible. Would you agree with that?
Without question. And I think I would again exhort the transition team to be careful with the new AI initiative. I think Trump has allowed set aside $50 billion for the new AI infrastructure. Well, the snakes are already trying to slither in. For example, Peter Thiel, who created the company Palantir, which was funded and engineered by the CIA to collect data on Americans. And then you have the creator, CEO of Oracle, was funded by the CIA and with CIA seed money and CIA analysts creeping their way into this. So the Trump transition team needs to keep an eye on these rascals. And I think the American people need to keep an eye on these rascals. And that's kind of the only exhortation I would have, is just be real careful there, because they want to use mRNA vaccines in every single person individually. And they say to prevent cancer. I mean, there's always a safety or security reason that they put these surveillance programs into place, always. COVID's a prime example, but they want to develop mRNA technology to vaccine and the creator of Oracle is on tape, on video saying this, specific mRNA vaccine for each individual to stop certain types of cancer specific to them only. So, we all want to stop cancer, no question about it. We all hope they come up with a good therapy, but vaccines for every single person with mRNA, haven't we been there before? Just a caution.
Yeah. Yeah, when that press conference, it started, we've got $500 billion committed. I was like, wow, Trump is really doing well.
I agree, Miss.
And then all of a sudden
Right.
it was like, wait a minute, Sam Altman used to hate Donald Trump. He used to talk about waking up today, doing everything I can to stop President Trump. The Oracle, like a lot of these big companies like Google and Microsoft and Palantir, they only exist because of these massive multi-billion-dollar government contracts.
That's right.
And so that they've been infiltrated. That's been proven at Facebook. That's been proven at Twitter. You better believe that they have people embedded at these big S&P 500 publicly run companies. I hope Trump is, I know he wants to set records, get the economy going in the direction he wants. I believe he believes it's noble to be at the cutting edge of medicine and technology and AI. But I do worry about the people he's surrounding himself with. Makes me a little nervous.
Let's put it succinctly. I at this point, I trust Donald Trump to do the things that he says he's going to do, and I'm just really excited about that. But these people, Sam Altman, the Eric Schmidt of Google, which was funded with CIA money, Peter Thiel, Palantir was funded with CIA money.
From the CIA.
The Oracle itself was started by the CIA. They all have connections to the CIA. I mean, just look at this picture. The serpent is trying to slither in again. And maybe Trump can use their expertise without letting the CIA into his team. I don't know. The CIA is good at penetrating. They're good. They're really good. So that's what I would encourage your viewers and the American people, all of us, just keep our eye on these guys, including Amazon. Jeff Bezos, $600 million contract with the CIA for cloud research. Come on, So that's the one thing I think everybody needs to keep their eye on. And whoever has Donald Trump's ear, just warn him that, hey, just keep an eye on these rascals, because the CIA is a snake. It functions by deception and in darkness. And if these guys have any connection, which they do, you need to keep your eye on them, big time.
Yep. Well, Kevin, this has been a fun conversation, also very enlightening. I'm going to put a direct link to your book, Twilight of the Shadow Government, so that people can check that out. If people want to follow you online, where can I point them towards?
I have it. I publish almost daily updates on the shadow government, government corruption, and things that people need to know about in terms of transparency. I'm on X at x.com/Kevin_Shipp, SHIPP, 2 Ps. I have a YouTube channel where I'll be publishing some of the felonies the CIA has done, basically conspiracy, and that is Kevin Shipp 1. YouTube at Kevin Shipp 1, and for some reason people have a hard time. That handle, you got to watch YouTube, but it's Kevin Shipp 1, and if not, just fire around and try to find Kevin Shipp, because I've got a lot of things, including about the biolabs, on my YouTube channel. Since I published from the company Shadows after a lot of thought, knowing that they would redact most of From the Company of Shadows or stop its publication, I wrote it and published it anyway without the CIA's approval. They sat on it for 3 months. I knew what they were going to do. So I took a risk in doing that. It was calculated, and the American people need to see what the CIA is. So they will probably come after and try to take my book royalties. That's not why I wrote it, but they have kind of a past MO of doing that, stealing the royalties from the author. So that's fine. I hope Heck and Lively, because he deserves it, and Skyhorse, really do well from this. I may not see anything. My lovely wife, Sue, has set up a GoFundMe page. We'll see what that does. But I'm doing this because I believe in this mission. I believe, and I don't say this lightly, I believe I'm called to do this. Otherwise, I can tell you, Stephen, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I give updates on X every single day, just about when something pops up that the CIA is trying to do or any part of the deep state is trying to do. I alert people immediately on my Twitter account.
Okay. I will put a direct link to that and the book. Thank you so much for coming on. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
All right. So again, I know that when I do stuff like this, I don't get like millions of views or whatever, but this was really important for me because I wanted you guys to understand what's going on. I really think that RFK is a game changer. Let me get my screen cleared up. I really think that RFK is a game changer. Being a personal injury attorney, knowing that this guy, his family was likely assassinated by these bureaucrats at these ABC agencies because his father wanted to get us back into a tariff-based system and off of the federal income tax, aka Federal Reserve private banking system, IRS banking system. That's probably why he got taken out. And so that was really important for me to cover this tonight. But again, I am Michael Eline. I am a personal injury attorney. I'm licensed to practice law in California and Texas. But I'm also a patriot, and I love my country more than anything. And I like to share things with people, even though they may be uncomfortable to some of you, because it's what's right. And I believe that you have to do the right thing. You can't just not say anything. My dad always told me, God rest his soul, son, you need to be defined. Always be defined. Because even if people don't like you, at least they'll respect you because you're defined. And so that's who I am. Now, Life Under, Brent and What's the Matter You and all my homies here, I have a lot more stuff to show you guys tonight. Fun stuff, like Cop Watch stuff from my buddy over at Mr. 5ID Refusal. So throw me some ones if you want me. Hey, What's the Matter You? Thanks, bro. By the way, What's the Matter You is, he is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you're more of a partisan Democrat. And I used to be a Democrat, but I left the party because I feel that they left me. I try to look at the good qualities in everything. Like I look at Trump's good qualities, I look at Trump's bad qualities. I try to look at the best in everyone. And so I look at you and I just think, man, you're a legit dude, bro. So if you want me to keep going, bro, throw me some ones. I've got some really, Zach, good seeing you, man. I know it's late. I just couldn't get my show started until just now. So, by the way, for all you people who think I'm talking to myself, I'm looking over at the sidebar talking to people. I have a crushed L4 and L5 nerve in my back. So, I'm doing everything that I can to keep the show going. Here, I'll show you my back brace really quick. I don't know if you see that, but yeah. Yeah, so that's supposed to help me stay erect or whatever, and I got clobbered in the stock market today, so I should be in bed right now, depressed. That's cool. I appreciate that, man. I'm not What's the Matter You says I'm not a Democrat. I hate everyone equally. I like that. Well, you sound like a Marine to me, so you're all right with me, bro. But if you guys want me to keep going, it looks like you do. RC, good seeing you, man. Or woman, whoever you are, because there's only two genders. See, that's one of the things that I appreciate about Trump, right? Like when I grew up, it was taken for granted, right? There's men and women, and then there's freaks. And you might like have the occasional hermaphrodite or whatever, but that's just not reality, guys. So, all right, let's get into Mr. 5ID Refusal then, because it sounds like I'm overruled. It sounds like my wife is overruled. She wants me to go to the VA tonight, to the emergency room, because I'm having a hard time walking. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys showing up. Big time. Yeah. Yeah, women are a trip. But, they don't get it. It's like, you got to pay the bills still, dude. You still got to pay the bills. You can't just not pay the bills. All right, let's go.
Well, if you don't know, you should try reading. Okay, you're just trying to be some big dude saying.
I'm not. I'm sitting down. You're standing next to me with weapons and armor. I'm not a big dude. I'm literally sitting
Thanks,
down.
Brandy.
I'm not a big person either.
I never said you were.
On October 18th, 2024, in Apple Valley, Minnesota, welcome back to the Mr. 5 channel. I'm Pablo Montero. Today's video will show you what happens when police encounter citizens who know their rights and how to protect them. Watch as this young man completely takes down these officers as they try to make false accusations, ultimately leaving them embarrassed as they have to back down. If you agree that Officer Samol's actions were wrong, leave the number 5 in the comments.
Hey.
So, we just got a call that you were looking for vehicles and everything.
Okay.
So what's that about?
I don't answer questions.
Okay. So why is someone calling me about your security?
I don't answer questions. I don't answer questions. I know, I don't answer any of that.
Can you give me your name?
No, definitely not.
That's the problem.
Actually, if you wanted to write some tickets, I found some cars over there that have expired tabs. Is that something you do?
You're in a private parking lot. I can't.
It's a public parking lot, though. It's taxpayer funded.
I'm not gonna write tabs tickets for cars that are.
Can you speak up so my camera can hear you?
If you're just gonna be difficult with this,
You came to me. You're being difficult for me.
I don't need the attitude.
I don't need the attitude. Go away.
I just had some concerned citizen because you were looking into cars that are obviously not yours. There's been a string of car break-ins.
At the police department?
This is not the police department.
What's going on?
That's what we're trying to figure out. What's going on with you?
What's your name?
What are you doing out here?
What's your name?
My name is Nate. You're being investigated right now for peeking in the cars and being up to no good. What are you doing?
I don't answer questions. Am I being detained?
Yeah, you are detained right now.
For what? Speak up.
I'll talk to the RP and figure out.
I'm being detained right now?
Yeah, you are detained.
For what?
You should be talking to the RP.
Speak up, sir.
I'm not talking to you right now.
Well, you need to tell me why I'm being
I'm talking
detained.
to her right now.
You need to tell me why I'm being detained because it's an illegal detainment.
No, it's not.
It's an illegal detainment because you can't tell me why
No,
you're
you are
detaining
being
me.
investigated right now for possible tampering with motor vehicles. There you go. Any other questions?
I'm being detained for tampering with motor vehicles?
That
or
is correct.
suspicion? Suspicion?
The suspicion of tampering with motor vehicles.
Is suspicion a crime?
Yes.
Suspicion is not a crime. Suspicion is not a
I
crime.
didn't say suspicion. So,
She did.
anyways, what's your name?
Is that your buddy over there?
I don't know. I think he just wants to watch the show.
Well, it's not a very good show. So,
I know, it's got two shitty characters right here.
the reason why we're here is just people called and said that they saw you peering and messing around
And
with
you
cars.
already said that. Do you have anything new to say?
So,
Do you have anything new to say?
that's why we're here.
All right. Well, I'm being detained. I'd like to know why.
Well, sneezing hurts bad, Doug.
Okay, I'm
Damn.
being detained for
Hurts.
suspicion of tampering. Is that correct?
Can't believe it, man.
Right now, you are being detained because we got called here that there was a person that matches your description that was peeking in and potentially tampering with vehicles. So right now, we're trying to figure that out.
What? No, if you just step away, we're trying to figure out what's going on. Dude, stop making
Hey,
it.
fuck you.
Dude,
Leave him alone. Yeah, that's right. Keep it pushing, bitch.
friend be arrested for obstruction? No. So just
Yeah. Why don't you go arrest him for obstruction? Is that really what you think you're gonna do right now? You're gonna arrest him for obstruction? What is that? 30 feet away?
where's your driver's license?
Why would I have a driver's license?
Because I would like to know going
Well, that fucking sucks. Any more stupid questions?
Are you gonna stop being a dickhead?
No.
That's how you talk to every single person.
Nope, just people that harass me.
We're not harassing. We're trying to figure out.
Well,
why
you're detaining me, and I don't
why
want to be
you're
detained
looking
right now.
into vehicles that are not yours.
Is that a crime?
Yes.
What crime is it?
Tampering with motor vehicles.
Tampering is a physical act. Are you retarded?
That's why we're investigating it.
Well, I don't have to help you with your investigation. Now fucking hurry up. I'd like to be on my way.
Yeah, if you can just quickly get your name.
Never.
So just really quick, I mean, for those of you who are just joining us, so I've done a lot of criminal defense. I used to work for the prosecutor's office. That's true. Tampering is a physical act. And so there's a fine line between reasonable, articulable suspicion and probable cause. And so that's one of the issues that we're watching right now. So just keep in mind that if you were to go on Grok or ChatGPT and look up the difference between reasonable, articulable suspicion and probable cause, you'll be more confused than a kindergartner trying to learn about what a butterfly is between a caterpillar. Just the weirdest thing ever, man. The fact that we have these laws that give police so much leeway. And I get it, like the guy's filming inside of a car, but they know he's filming inside of a car. And they don't want him to be doing that, right? So they come up with these excuses to try to hold him against his will. And obviously he's auditing to see how they'll behave. And they're so retarded, they don't get it. So let's keep watching, and hopefully you'll follow along and understand what's going on.
We're gonna have. I told you there's cars over there with
Giving you a
expired
lawful
tags.
order to provide your name.
You're lawfully requiring me to.
I'm asking you for your name. For your
Not,
driver's
nope,
license.
you gotta take me to jail.
Is that really worth it, my guy?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's
take me to
not.
jail.
I'm telling you right now.
Well, you're full of you know you can't.
I'm telling you right now.
You'll lose your qualified immunity, and I'll get a bunch of money.
You won't.
What the are you talking about?
Well, if you don't know, you should try reading.
Okay, you're just trying to be some big dude saying.
I'm not. I'm sitting down. You're standing next to me with weapons and armor. I'm not a big dude. I'm literally sitting down.
And I'm not a big person either.
I never said you were.
Listen, can I just explain this to you real quick?
Sure.
Imagine somebody was messing with your car in your driveway. and that
Well,
neighbor
we're
called.
not in a
Just listen to me,
driveway.
just
We're at the
listen to me real
fucking
quick.
police
I understand
department.
that. Let me just explain to you why
No,
we're here.
I'm not. I don't want to listen.
It
I
is.
don't.
Stop here because we wanted to talk to you.
I don't
We
care.
got called here because someone matching your description was messing with vehicles. We came to investigate it. You matched the description. We're here. I don't see any damage.
Okay.
So, as far as I'm concerned, you're good to go.
Okay. Well, leave me alone.
We don't have. I'm just explaining.
Be on
why
your way.
you're
You're literally blocking a fire lane for a non-emergency. Get the out of here, dumbass. It's not an emergency. It's not an emergency.
It doesn't need to be an emergency for me to park right there.
It doesn't have to be an emergency to block an emergency fire lane.
Blocking it. I'm not even on the road.
No parking, fire lane.
Fire truck to the driver on the sidewalk. Not blocking anybody.
All right, is that what we're here for? Or are you guys just here to harass me?
No, it wasn't harassment. It was a
All right, well, hurry the fuck up. I'm sick
It
of
was
this.
a lawful detention of why we're here investigating the activity.
Do you need something?
Freedom.
I do not know. You have to go to a
And they
pharmacy
need
for
some
that.
freedom.
The medical building near the police station.
Is this a pretty serious detainment?
The
How
police
serious is
department
this
no
detainment?
longer takes
How serious is
medications.
this
You have
detainment?
to go to like Walgreens or
Hey,
CVS.
Hey, pay
Can you
attention.
shut the f- up.
No, I can't. You can shut the
have
f up.
to go to Walgreens or CVS.
Get the f away from me.
Yep.
Am I being detained?
You want to talk to me longer?
No. Just so you know, if you get caught.
I don't need any instructions.
Okay.
I'm not
so
gonna
act
listen to
like
any
a fucking
directives.
adult.
You're
Stop
dismissed.
looking
You're
through-
dismissed.
Stop
I'm
looking
gonna
through
do it as
people's
soon as you
cars.
leave.
Okay,
As soon as
If
you
you're tampering
leave.
with motor vehicles, then I will arrest you.
If I what?
If you're tampering with motor vehicles,
I
will
never
arrest
was
you.
and I never will. I don't
So
need any
don't.
directives. I don't need any directives. You're dismissed.
So just really quick for me, just so you know, like Mike Eline, like if an officer tells me that I'm being detained, that means that I'm under arrest. So I will verbalize, why am I under arrest? And they can argue with me that I'm not under arrest, but I'm under arrest. If I'm not free to leave, I'm under arrest. That's it. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about your state. I'm only licensed to practice law in Texas and California as a lawyer, but me as a free man upon the land, if a law enforcement official doesn't allow me to leave, that means that I am arrested. Google it sometime or just look it up. I didn't want to say Google. Get your Black's Law Dictionary and look up the definition of arrest. All right, guys? That's it. If you're not free to leave, in my opinion, you're under arrest. Not giving you legal advice. I'm just saying. But look up your jurisdiction and venue. It's just to me, it's ridiculous. The whole thing is insane. But anyways, let's keep watching. I really love Mr. 5ID Refusal because sometimes he just has a whole plethora of all these cool auditors, and they all have really amazing things to say. By the way, I'm going to be honest with you. Look at this lady right here. She looks like she's about 90 pounds. Do you really think that she's an effective law enforcement officer? I mean, do you really think that like an average male couldn't easily eviscerate her within seconds? This whole DEI thing, it's like putting women in combat. I don't get it, me personally. Maybe I'm a dinosaur, but I don't understand. You guys tell me what you think. Let's keep going.
Kenny, we can go.
You're dismissed.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Let me start by saying that I agree you shouldn't stir up trouble with the police. But when someone decides to assert their rights and the police become petty because of it, they no longer deserve respect. Police often use tricks, throwing multiple accusations at once, hoping you'll say something they can use against you, as you've seen in this video.
James Forbes, my bro.
On January 18th, 2025, in Mesa, Arizona, today's
complete
video
now,
shows
you're here.
Officer Crosby never taking responsibility for his actions. Watch as this officer continues to issue unlawful
going.
orders to citizens
100.
in different situations, ultimately getting owned for his misconduct.
Salt shaker.
No, you don't tell me to shush. You need to step back, please.
I'm on the sidewalk.
I didn't do anything.
I am on the sidewalk.
What warning do I have? You got a couple out of that though, but we gotta take care of it. I don't have any warnings. Don't be disrespectful, dude.
And just pay attention to that.
Shush me. I'm asking you to step back, please. You're too close.
You got enough space. Just focus.
You don't get to choose whether I have enough space or not. Please back up. I am telling you, I am choosing whether I
Back
have enough
up.
space.
Call your sergeant.
No, I don't need
Call
to
your
call my
sergeant. You're
not
spitting
part of
on me.
this.
Call your
I'm
sergeant.
not spitting on you at
You
all.
just spit on me.
did
I
not.
got you on camera twice, idiot.
You're telling us over and over again that we're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, well,
I know, but I just don't know what the point was before, though.
I don't know either.
I don't have, like, you know what city it's out of?
I don't. But remember, I'm dealing with two different things plus these guys.
I know, but I'm glad these guys are doing what they're doing.
They're not helping you. We all have cameras, and they don't change anything we do.
I know, but
We would have treated you with the same respect. All these guys do is get in the way and try to antagonize you.
Crosby, you walked up to me. Just
I
like
walked
last
back
time
when
at
I asked you to
7-Eleven.
Step back, and you shushed me like a child.
I'm going to, yeah.
No, you don't.
Hey guys, give me a bunch of ones from my friend James Forbes. I know there's only like 50 people in the chat tonight, but that's because I started at like freaking like 1900 or whatever. But like James is a legit dude, so give me a bunch of ones for James. Make sure to like and subscribe to his channel. It's funny because guys like James are always telling me like, oh yeah, I used to be a bodybuilder, and I was like, I still am. And then I jacked up my back, and I'm like, now I can totally relate to what he's saying. So just keep watching though, because he's a good guy, and make sure to follow him, and stuff, guys. Yeah.
You don't get to.
Yeah,
It's disrespectful and unconscious.
it's disrespectful for you to come up and spit on me.
I did not spit on you.
I got it on camera, dude.
Okay.
60 frames per
If you
second,
say it
4K.
happened, doesn't mean it happened, friend. So I asked you to back up while we were dealing with something. You shushed me like a child.
I did.
It's not
You
okay.
want to act like a child and spit, you're going to get shut like a child. Call your sergeant.
Joe, you're not part of this. Well, you're going to start it too, huh? like it. You're just gonna make stuff harder. Is all you're doing. I don't give a I know you don't. Doesn't make it okay. Y'all ain't here for me. Y'all here for them. Well, I thought you were trying to help. And so I explained to you why I tried to explain. And you trying to walk me over there. Right. Did I explain that to you? And shit, like I got something to do with this shit. Did I explain that to you? I ain't got nothing to do with that. So you didn't either understand or you didn't want to hear it. No, that's okay either way. You didn't but you don't need to be disrespectful. I'm not disrespectful. I said I'm not walking over there with you. He had a period. Yeah. He has a video, such. Yeah, I've told y'all that multiple times. Just answer the man's questions. What's the question? Did you witness what happened? Again, I told you, I got video camera. I told y'all multiple times already. The camera has seen everything. So whenever y'all get done with y'all little investigation and talking to your witnesses, y'all can see what actually happened. If you want to. Absolutely want to. Yeah. We just don't want to be yelled. Well, I'm not walking over there with you, period. I understand that. We just had that conversation. Get the from where you don't can tell me what to do. Get away from me, bro. Stop talking to me. Your business? Stop talking to me. Or you can be done. Stop talking to me. All right. All right. Thank you.
A witness, my daughter saw the whole thing. We was gonna cover it with my son. She saw the whole thing from the video on top.
Hi, how are you?
What up?
Good. Could you step back, please?
Why are you coming up to me like that?
You're really close to my officers, and this is a crime scene.
And Kyler had no problem with me standing right here. Okay. I'm perfectly fine. You just pulled up. You don't know what's going on with me.
Okay. Are you part of the case?
Can you get out of my space?
Are you part of the case?
I am allowed to be here. Seeing knows I'm here.
Okay. Can you just back up? I do not see you're not allowed to be here.
Can you back up?
I'm actually going to stand right here.
Okay.
I asked you to back up, please.
What am I doing wrong? I have
You're standing very close to my officers.
Okay, they've had no problem with me. Okay. I'm not interfering. Their attention has not been taken away from her. I'm going to continue standing right here where I've been and not causing no problems. Crosby.
Absolutely.
If it becomes a problem,
just know that you're videotaping somebody on their very worst day. They're having a rough day.
I understand.
And I'm assuming you're going to post this on video.
So I'm going to post our interaction.
As long as you just don't interfere, then
yeah,
I'm stand right there.
Dude, I've been here. Crosby, you're a clown.
Apparently, there's two people in the back.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. I just get to hang out with you, is all.
Cool.
You have any weapons on you?
What's your name? Crosby?
Crosby. You have any weapons on you?
I don't answer your questions.
Okay. Zoom in. Thank you. How are you today? Everything good? Perfect.
Good. You're a fucking idiot.
Why is that? You don't even know who I am. Why are you calling me names?
Because you are a fucking idiot.
How do you know?
Because you're standing in front of me.
Oh, okay.
I am allowed to get video and audio of everything you guys do.
I don't know about audio, but yeah, sure. I haven't stopped you from video.
The Supreme Court has ruled.
Okay.
Nobody told you?
I haven't said you can
Are you
video.
that much of a rookie?
I haven't told you can't stop videoing. You seem to be very upset today. Do you want to talk about it?
I hate it when a cop stands in front of me.
What's your last name? White, right?
None of your business.
I don't remember what's his last name. Is it Cobra something, right? Is that what it is?
See, guys, they know me.
David White. That's what it is.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
How are you, David White?
Everybody knows my name. You're not doxing me. Everybody knows my name.
I'm just remembering.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. What's up today? Anything fun?
But they got two guys in the back, guys. They're bringing them out now. Oh, sorry.
Hold on, guys. Ding, 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 ding. Give me a bunch of ones from my homie Ralph Riley. This is like my biker buddy from back in the dizzy. So Ralph's my homie. Give me a bunch of ones for Ralph. He hates it that I do my live streams in vertical. And by the way, Ralph, I don't discuss confidential conversations that I have with my friends. So you can reach out to me after the show. We can talk about any other things you want to talk about. But I'm super grateful that you showed up tonight, dude. I was missing you, man. Look, you got to understand, Ralph, the reason why I do these shows in vertical is because I'm trying to get the younger crowd. And so since TikTok is getting shut down, right, YouTube is, because, obviously Google made that happen with the politicians, right? They lobbied to get TikTok shut down. So they're trying to get all that business, right, from the TikTokers. And so I know that the younger crowd watches stuff on their phones. And that's why I'm doing my stuff in vertical and not in horizontal. But yeah, man, I'm super happy that you showed up, homie. And if you need help in your state, I'm only licensed to practice law in California and Texas. But Ralph, you got to know, dude, that I'm not going to leave you hanging, man. I'll find somebody to help if you have issues. And we can talk about that later. But just in the meantime, I'm grateful that you're here, dude. Because my back is fucked. I'm like, you see that? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that shit. Damn, dude. Ralph is just tearing me up right now. Well, Ralph, I'm not young anymore, man. I can barely walk. It's devastating to me. You have no idea how depressed I am right now, dude. Anyways, let's just watch this video. Stop talking about my bald spot.
Your head is shining.
I believe that. Yeah, it happens.
So they got 2 females and a male, guys, in the back of the U-Haul. Ow. Damn it.
Isometrics, huh?
Huh?
Isometrics, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Sucks getting old.
Guys,
for all of us.
Ortega showed up.
No kidding.
Yep.
No kidding.
54, 52, I believe it was.
Whatever.
Ortega's a dyke.
Age is just a number, Ralph.
Very nice. It's disrespectful and unkind. Is that how you operate?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Did you know hurting people hurt people? You aware of that? What's going on with you? Why you hurt so much?
Huh?
I said, what's going on with you? Why do you hurt so much? You called me names. You calling her names?
Man.
You're a nice old man.
Yeah, I am nice.
Doesn't sound like it. You called me an idiot and her a dyke. That's not very kind at all.
Look at there, guys. They got him on the ground like a dog. So yeah, I saw an officer staging. I don't know if it was this guy. He looked like an older officer. He was staging over the next block over, and then he came rushing over here. So I followed him over here.
That's for sure.
It ain't against the law.
That's for sure, Brad.
Right?
I'm not trying to grow my channel, man. It's glad that I have my buddies here with me to hang out with.
I got into that yesterday.
You married guys.
Yeah, it isn't against the law to follow somebody.
Well, this is 1940 West University, and it's backed by Mesa Trespass Enforcement. So I'm going to need you to back up.
This is public. All of this is public.
Are you sure that's the public space?
Yep.
Okay.
It's public.
Well, then there you go.
I know I do. Now, if I go in there,
right? How far do you think you need to go in there before it's no longer their property? Before it becomes property?
I'm not sure.
Okay. You knew what you did.
That's why I stand in the public. All these are.
I mean, I'm guessing this is
utilities.
This is utilities. So it's
utilities. It's all public.
Good. Thanks for your time. Stand the property. Thank you.
A big question is, how many times does a citizen have to educate a police officer about the law before they realize they might not deserve a position in this force? This is clear evidence that we must hold this officer accountable.
Yeah.
That's why understanding your rights and raising awareness in the community is so important. And always remember to record the police because it's your right. On July 9th, 2024 in the United Kingdom, check out Coburk's audits. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. He does a great job dealing with the police and standing up for his rights. What's important is that he confidently exercises his right to film the police at the Brighton police station. He knows his rights and how to handle police officers, which is fantastic because it shows that people are starting to understand and enforce their right to film the police.
Feds best know that the audit's in session. I don't want to hear no talk about section 43, 44,
43,
or no other
44.
guessing. I'm repping that audit.
43, 44.
I'm a bust me a Smith & Wesson.
Wesson.
Stop it. Too much fire. I'll pick it back up. To be fair, they've got plenty of signage in place, so we don't have any implied right of access at this moment. We'll have a little loiter.
At this moment. Celtic Rangers, man.
Go from there. Yeah, there is a lot of signage, so naturally we're not going to be able to go in here. However, yeah, guys, there's a lot of signage, as you can see. So we don't have an implied right of access, unfortunately. What we do have,
crumpets.
There's lots of colourful police cars, an armed response vehicle, amongst other things. So yeah, let's get a little shot of the car. Lovely and colourful. So Sussex Police doing their bit to promote pride and other such things. Sussex Pride. So I'm gonna reserve any sort of political comment, but political. That's tax money is being spent. To colouring cars. So that's cool. Let me know your thoughts. Definitely coming from someone. She's definitely coming from someone. Yeah, all right, hold on. Stand by. Hello? Hi. Are you? Filming.
Are you filming for? Anything exciting?
Not yet.
Not
Are
yet.
you exciting?
I don't know, am I?
Could you identify?
Sorry?
Could you identify
Identify what?
yourself?
I don't need to, do I? Hello, you're right.
Do you not? I think you do. When a member of the public asks you to identify, you should really.
You can see my warrant number. You can see my warrant
Is that how
number.
you'd identify to a judge?
To a judge?
Yeah. Would you just do that? Would you?
That's a bit different though, isn't it?
Well, why is it different? You serve the public, do you not? I'm certainly not a judge.
Well, there we go then, so I don't have to
I'm a member of the public though, and you serve the public.
If you ask me nicely what my name is.
What's your name, miss?
My name?
Yes.
My name's Ali.
Okay. Nice.
All right?
Cool.
Okay, cool. So what are you doing?
Making a video.
What are you making a video for?
Brighton police station video. I like the colourful cars. I don't think that. Yeah.
Not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
Do you have any ID on you at all?
No. Why would I?
Well, just because you're taking a video of the police station, and I'm
Is that-
wondering why.
is that a
It can
problem?
be. It can be.
Why? Why could it be?
Why?
Yeah. How can it be a problem? What can I possibly do?
Well, what do you think? This current day and age.
What current day and age?
Okay. Can you just not film my face for a minute?
No, I
please?
will film your
No, I
face.
don't want you to film my
Yeah,
face.
well, you
Because
shouldn't
as
move
much as
forward.
you have a right of way as a member of the public,
Yeah.
I am also a member of the public.
Okay, I'm filming for public.
That's
You should know
absolutely
that I
fine,
can
but you don't need to
film.
film my face.
I
Carry
will
on
film your.
that
I
way.
will film your face.
No, don't film my face.
What are you gonna do?
Do you have ID on
What are you
you?
gonna do about it?
Okay, under Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, I require you
Section 1 of
to provide-
PACE.
Yeah.
That's a search power actually.
It is a search
So
power.
what are you searching
Currently, well, at the moment.
So am I
you're-
detained?
No, I haven't said you're detained.
for? Why are you bringing up Section 1 of PACE? Let's get this right now. Yeah, let's not make any mistakes now. Yeah,
Why are you videoing it?
because I want to.
Because you want to.
So you were saying something about Section 1 of PACE. Let me hear that.
Okay, no, you carry on. You want to talk, obviously.
No, I want to hear
want to
you
talk.
talk about
So, what questions do you have for us?
police code of practice. Let me hear about the PACE.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, no, you were saying something about Section 1. No, let's hear about that. Let's hear about that. Yeah, I'm gonna film your
In
face.
fact, what I'll do, I'll film my face. That's
Yeah, I
absolutely
will.
fine. I'm going to go this way now, and I'm just going to go to the supervisor. Are you all right just monitoring? Yeah.
Monitoring what?
So So you don't come in to our police station.
I know you've got signage, so I won't come in. It's fine. There's signage there, so there's no implied right of access.
If someone's filming for security reasons, we have to come.
Don't be a bully like her, please.
I'm not being
I know,
bully.
but you should. I know you absolutely. I know you're not. I'm just saying.
Security.
Okay, how am I breaching your security?
The police don't like Coburg filming, which is why they try to stop him. But as I always say, the police are not your friends. They don't respect you, and you should always record your interactions with them. Don't forget to film the police. It's your right, especially in the UK. Record the video and enjoy it, because your rights cannot be violated.
So am I being detained or anything? I'm just assessing standards.
I think it's called struggle.
Okay.
So literally, why else? You've got better things to do today than just film a police station.
No. So if I was to run away, do you reckon you could catch me?
I wouldn't chase you.
Yeah, why would she? All right, mate.
Oh, yeah.
So am I being detained? Can I go? You don't want to answer questions, though. All right. So I wasn't meaning to be rude. I thought that there would be, higher sort of fitness requirement. Look at the state of these, like. Should I mess with them a little more? What do you think? Should I mess with them? I want to mess with them a bit. I don't like the way she talks to me. You sure? What offence is that? What offence is trespass? Don't touch me, don't touch me.
I'm allowed to touch you to move you from property.
Trespass is not an offence. You can't.
Then you're in the police station, you can be arrested for trespass. No, I'm going to just move you back. That's the pavement.
Can you not touch me? So are we going to argue over this? Are we going to argue over this little piece of tarmac?
I'm going now. You stay on the pavement and you're absolutely fine.
You can't arrest me for trespass. Yeah, you're dismissed. Go away. Weirdo. Yeah, what was that about section 1 of pace? Yeah, you bottled it. Yeah, you bottled it. You bottled it. Yeah, I will enjoy my video. And I'll come back on your property as well. What difference does it make if I'm stood there or here?
I'm going to say this to you once and
Right.
once only. This is a public domain, okay?
Yeah, I know.
This wall.
And I can film your face in public
Yeah,
as
you
well.
can film my. Well, I'm not in public at the moment, though, am I?
I can film you there as well. Anything I can see from public.
Instead of talking over me, can you please listen?
I'm listening.
Okay. You can stand in the public
You
domain.
can't arrest me for trespass either. You'll be sued if you do that.
Well,
There's what offence? What offence? What offence
I'm
is
saying
trespass?
to you, you cannot come into the police station, okay? This is the pavement, the public domain. You can stay there, that's absolutely fine.
Right, dismissed. Bye, weirdo. You're a weirdo, man. Go away. Yeah, you don't though. You don't. Your supervisor gave you advice and now you backpedaled. What's going on? Can you have a word with that lady, please? Can you identify it?
Yeah. What happened? I mean, I just walked by, so
She tried to say that I couldn't film. She tried to put her hands on. Okay. She tried to threaten me with section 1 of pace. Okay. She tried to tell me that I could be arrested for trespassing. Okay. As you know, trespass is a civil matter. So lots of mistakes, lots of things that probably could have been handled a lot better.
Could I just go back? I mean, what is the reason why?
I'm just filming.
For what? Like, are you a blogger or?
It doesn't matter. I don't need to have a reason to be fair. Okay. So but we're not going to be petty over whether we're standing here or here, are we?
Obviously, obviously.
Can I see your designation card quickly? Yeah, I'm listening.
Our police officer colleague just asked if you could step over there.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a lot to ask. I appreciate.
Yeah, and it's not. But look. What's the difference if I stand there or there? What could I possibly achieve from here? We're just exercising jurisdiction unnecessarily.
I mean, what is the reason? I mean, are you a blogger? That's what I was.
Can I see your designation card before I engage with you? No, you have a designation card which shows what powers you have.
Yeah.
No, designation card because you're a PCSO.
We don't carry.
Oh, you should really carry it.
We have it everything.
It's not a requirement for us to carry it.
Is it not?
It's all in our police.
You sure it's not? You sure it's not a requirement for you to carry it?
They don't like the fact that he's challenging their authority. They don't like that. That's what it is. That's what it boils down to. They don't like the fact that he's challenging their authority.
Yeah, thanks. I will continue.
If you go any further into the police station, what's the other have to
and do what?
It's not about doing. It's about having a mutual respect. Obviously, they have explained.
What mutual respect? I'm not doing anything illegal, am I?
I mean, I asked you politely, like, why are you filming?
Because I want to. I don't need to have
just
a reason.
For my curiosity. I mean, what are you a blogger or what is
Doesn't
your
matter
expectation?
Doesn't matter. Simple as that.
Doesn't matter. You see, like.
You shouldn't wear that. You're defacing the British flag by wearing that. That's a gang sign. You shouldn't really be wearing that.
Okay, right. We'll go now.
Yeah, have you learned something today?
So
You've learned a few things today, yeah?
Okay. All right, we're going to draw.
And it's a requirement for you to carry your designation card.
Yeah, we have it in our pocket notebook, so we
It's all
have
in
every.
there.
Yeah.
All right, let me see it.
Yeah, it's not about you.
So member of the
seeing it
public's
either.
asking for it right now. I'm requiring you to show me your designation
if you go
card.
online, you will be able to see it. But we
I'm not online now, am I? I'm asking you.
But what I'm saying is, my colleague has explained to you, if you don't step into this private property, you are more than welcome to film on the road, whatever you're doing. I think there's another gentleman who is skateboarding. They are happily doing that. But if you want to do filming that, that's fine enough. Okay. All right.
Well, we'll see you later.
See you later. Bye.
She said under section 1 of PACE, I'm requiring you to identify yourself. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Section 1 of PACE. Section 1 of PACE is a stop and search power. This woman's clueless. Clueless. So, I mean, I hope she could have taken something away from this, learned something. Anyway, I'm cut the recording. If nothing else happens, I'll wrap it up. I mean, not really. Basically, one of your colleagues, I was filming. Naturally, she asked me to stop filming. Then she tried to get me to.
It's kind of hard.
She tried to require my ID under section 1 of PACE, and then backpedaled. So I don't think that was good practice. As we're aware, PACE is a stop and search power, right? So I don't know if she was trying to flex or I don't know what she was doing. But of course, you asked me the question. And yeah, I'm just making a video.
That's funny.
Police.
Okay. Do you know what you could do? Which, you know what you
did?
What's that?
Can I get an escorted tour?
I was going to say.
Can I jump in?
You're not allowed. I'm really sorry. The reason is we're not insured, sadly.
Okay.
If you're interested in the police, why don't you go down to the police and what you can do?
I've never been here before. This is my first Brighton rodeo.
Oh, okay. Are you from Brighton?
No. I'm not quite to get bollocks, mate. What's your name? Would you mind identifying? You're very friendly, thanks.
That's fine. My name's PC Fraser.
Okay.
I think if you want to find out about the police, so you want to find out about things, if you walk up this hill here and round to the front office, then they'll be able to help.
Yeah, to be fair, PC, I'm more interested in exercising my right to film from a public place and not being interfered with. That's more of the point. You know.
You film in the rear of the police station.
Yes.
Film in the rear of the police station.
Okay. Is this not a secure building? Is this not a secure building? Okay. You've got the appropriate signage on there. I understand. I don't have an implied right of access, so I'm sticking to the public boundary. Yeah. Would you circulate it so I won't?
Circulate.
Why? This is a lawful activity. I wouldn't really expect this to pique anyone's interest.
We're not going to
Circulating.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, if
you're not
it's a police
entertained,
vehicle,
mate.
You know, if it's a police vehicle, you can see us on the street, you can see us coming out of the station.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is the limit for
Yes.
obvious
This is the
reasons.
limit.
So I'm aware of the signage.
God save the king and the World Economic Forum.
If you want to find out more about the police, then obviously go around to the front office and talk to them.
I'm finding out a lot as we speak. Just by virtue of me filming, I'm learning a lot.
But we will ask you.
And you're welcome.
Okay, do you want to give me your name?
No, I'm not going to give them their names. No.
Alright, well, okay. You might have a busy afternoon with officers speaking.
I hope not.
And just please be mindful, this is a working police station.
Yes.
When officers get response to emergencies, they will be able to...
Emergencies. Emergencies.
Greatest place.
Yeah.
Standing with the cars coming in and out.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not going to stand in the way of moving traffic. Don't worry about it.
That, but as I say, I don't really care if you want to film. Police officers get filmed every day. It might be better just over there.
All right. Well, thanks for your suggestion, but.
Same amount of coverage.
All right.
You'll be safer.
All right. Thanks for looking out for my safety. I'll be able to look after it. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
You too, sir. Bye, PC Fraser.
Okay.
Remember, when these officers get tense, that's exactly when you need to stand your ground. Coburk did an excellent job dealing with this police force, and he continues to prove that we must hold the police accountable. Always remember, filming the police is your right.
What happened?
What's that?
What's going on?
Well,
What happened?
Hi, I'm Officer Caswell, Detroit Police Department.
What's
The reason
going on?
I pulled you over is
Yeah.
I ran your plate. It's not coming back to anything.
That's not right. That's not true.
Okay, do you have your driver's license registration?
Sir, that's not true.
Okay, do you have your driver's license?
You see it. We run it again.
Okay, do you have your driver's license?
You can run it again, sir.
Okay, do you have your driver's license?
Can you run my plate again?
Okay.
Sir, you just opening my door?
Yeah, go ahead and step out then.
Sir, what? For what? Am I under arrest?
You gonna hand me your driver's license?
This is a legal stop, sir.
This is a legal stop.
This is illegal.
Okay, do you have your driver's license?
I'm telling you, my license, my plate is right, so I don't know what's the problem.
Okay, do you have your driver's license? I'm
Did
asking
you run my
one more
plate
time.
already?
It's not coming back to anything. Do you have your driver's license?
Why you need my license for?
Why? Because it's on a traffic stop. I'm asking you. You have to identify yourself.
No, I don't have to identify myself. I got a plate on my car.
You have to identify yourself.
I'm here legally, sir. I'm here legally.
You're here legally?
Sir, can you call your supervisor?
Yeah, go ahead and step out though.
Like, what I got to step out the car for?
Because I'm asking you to. It's a traffic stop, man.
That's not how
So I'm
traffic
gonna
stop works.
explain something. So go ahead and actually here I got it.
That's not how traffic stop works, man.
Okay, so go ahead and step out. I'm gonna ask you one more time.
I'm not finna step out the car. What am I gonna step out the car for? I don't feel safe to step out the car, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that's not how this works.
No, I'm
What
saying.
you mean how does it work? That is how it works.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you.
You stopped me illegally. This is a Terry stop. You know what Terry stop is? You know Terry versus Ohio? Have you heard Terry versus Ohio? Okay, you heard Terry versus Ohio before.
I'm gonna ask you one more time.
I'm asking you, sir. Do you know what Terry versus Ohio is?
I'm asking you.
For what?
I'm gonna explain that. But right now,
explain that.
I'm under arrest. You see, you make me get out the car under threat of arrest, right?
Under threats of arrest?
You just said I'm gonna rearrest if I don't get out the car.
Real.
So
you tell me
I'm giving a lawful order, okay? Because I have to verify.
Sir, are you making me get out the vehicle under threat of arrest?
I can't identify you.
Sir, are you making me get out the vehicle under the threat of arrest?
Because I can't identify you, please step out of the car.
No, I'm saying, are you making me get out under threat of arrest?
Are you gonna step
Am
out
I
of the
under
car?
arrest or am I seized on the probable cause?
I cannot verify who I'm speaking to because you won't give me your driver's
My
license.
ID is right there on the back of the car, sir.
Okay, you want to grab it? So
What you mean? No, my ID, the plate that's my ID. That's my identification for you.
So is there a reason why there's a template on the car?
Why not?
You want to give me that information?
Why not?
Okay, go ahead and step out.
I'm under threat of arrest.
I'm asking you to step out of the car.
If I don't
And then
step
I'm
out,
gonna
am I
grab you, and then you're gonna go to jail.
What would you grab me for?
Because I'm asking you to step out the car. Okay, that's fine.
Sir, so you make me get out under threat of arrest?
Yep, step out of the car. Face the door, please. Patch it down, make sure you don't have weapons on you. Okay, go ahead and walk to the front of my car. So walk to the front of my car, please. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. So I cannot.
All right, can you stand back for me? Because I feel threatened, man. No, you just threatened to grab me. You just threatened to put your hands on me. Okay. I feel very, very vulnerable right now, sir.
Okay. So this is where we're at.
Where we at is you got me out here for a legal stop. I don't answer questions by police officers. So if you ask me any question, I'm not going to answer.
Okay, that's fine. So take your hands out of your pockets. So right now, the reason I stopped you is because when we run the plate, it doesn't come back to anything.
Sir, my plate is totally legit.
Okay, is there a reason for the template?
I don't have to answer any questions posed by a police officer.
Okay. Do you have your ID?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you want to grab it? Do you want to identify?
Are you going to arrest me? Am I under arrest or am I being detained?
So if you don't identify yourself, yes.
Okay. There you go. There you go. I'll let you take it out.
Thank you.
I don't want you to feel threatened, and I don't want to feel threatened.
I appreciate that. Is it Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Okay. Tell you what, my partner's gonna run your name.
Oh, you need to Google my name first. That's what you need to do. You need to Google it first.
Google it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're definitely gonna hear me.
Here's this back.
Okay.
So my partner's gonna run your name. If everything checks out.
I done filed 7 federal cases. I won all 7 of them. So I don't. And whatever you want to do, you can do.
Do you have your registration?
Huh?
Do you have the registration?
Of course, I have registration. My vehicle is right here. You see, the vehicle is legal right here.
Do you have the certificate of registration?
I have everything, sir.
Is it in the vehicle?
Yes, it is.
Is insurance in the vehicle?
Everything, sir.
Okay, I need to see that.
Okay.
Are you willing to grab that?
I got to do it on threat of arrest.
If you don't do that, you're gonna get tickets. I don't want to do that. I'm not a big ticket writer, man.
I'm gonna get tickets for what? Everything's legit on my
vehicle.
vehicle.
For the one, no proof of insurance.
Huh?
Okay, you might have insurance. You might have insurance on the vehicle, but I need to see proof. Does that make sense?
Okay, if you run my plate, you will see it has proof of insurance.
No, so
the plate is only 1 day old.
But I need to see like a hard copy.
Have you ever got a plate for a tag plate for your car?
I have not.
So you never had a new car in your life?
I have had a new car.
Okay, so you had a tag plate, a temporary plate.
So
okay.
Are you going to show me?
Did you actually look at the plate? You haven't even looked at the plate all the way correctly, have you?
I was behind you way back.
All right, do you see the blue stamp on that plate from the Secretary of State?
So listen.
Sir, do you see the blue plant from the Secretary of State on there?
I'm not going to go back and forth.
You can do whatever you want to do. Go ahead, do whatever you want to do, sir.
So you have a warrant.
You can call whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, sir.
I'm not going to take you to jail on it.
I don't care about the warrant. That's the point. It's like 20 years old. So do whatever you want to do, sir.
Okay, I'm not going to take you to jail on it.
I don't care about none of that.
I'm going to cut you a couple tickets and we'll let you get out of here. Okay?
You write me a ticket for what? You haven't even looked at my plate. It says Secretary of State right there.
So I'm going to grab the VIN off of there.
That's from the Secretary of State branch plate. Have you looked at the plate? You haven't looked at the plate either, have you?
I did, sir.
All right, so you see the Secretary of State stamp on there? Huh?
And then if you show up to court with the insurance and the registration, I'll waive the tickets.
Sir, it's no waiving it. My plate is right here.
I'm not going to go. I'm done going back and forth. Okay?
Oh, you see me in court. You see me downtown, Federal Building.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's called 1983.
Cool.
All right.
Where you stay at?
Don't worry about that. I don't ask questions about police officers. Hold about police officers. Okay. My place right here. You can see everything right there.
Mm-hmm. You have registration?
Do you notice you helping him with the legal stop? Do you know you're going to be going to court with him? Oh, so you vouching for everything he does. Thank you.
Do you have the insurance?
Sir, where's the supervisor? Sir, I want to see a supervisor.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Give me a couple minutes.
Okay? Yes. All right.
What's the reasoning for the supervisor?
Because you stopped me illegally.
So I didn't.
Yes, you did. You are stopping me illegally.
I'm not stopping
you passed stopping me illegally. I told you I filed 7 federal cases. I want all 7 of them. I filed all myself. I go down to Federal Building. I follow myself for officers like you. Okay. So if you're ready to go ahead and go down there, we can go down there. It don't matter.
Okay. If that's something you want to do, that
I'm going to do it. It's not something I'm going. I'm going to file it on you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So what's the reasoning for the supervisor?
I want a supervisor down here. No, I want to come down here. Yes, I want, because you're trying to give me tickets for something that clearly I have insurance and clearly I have a registration.
Okay, so I need to see proof.
What do you mean proof? It's proof right there, Secretary of State.
No, so the insurance.
Sir, this says Secretary of State on it.
I'm saying,
Sir, Secretary of State right there. It's clear as day. You can't miss it.
Do you have?
I even got it laminated for you, nice and laminated, nice and clear for you. I even took out the window. You see the window? It had a sticker. It was stuck in the window. I put it on laminated just for police officers like you. Just for you. I have insurance. I have registration. If you want to keep playing this game, you play it all you want to, man. You see I clearly have it. I'm at work right now, actually. Sir, can you call your supervisor? How long is it going to be? How long am I being detained? Sir, can you get the supervisor down here, sir? Sir, officer.
All right, so you can have a good night, okay? I'm not going to touch any tickets. Make sure you get that warrant taken care of.
All right.
Okay, have a good night.
All right. So, guys, Ralph Riley, that is not a bald spot. That's just, do you guys see a bald spot? Give me a bunch of ones if you see a bald spot. I don't see one. Ralph. Anyways, guys, I'm going to crash out. I'm wiped out, man. I've been up since like 04 working. I'm wearing a freaking brace because I can barely walk. I've got a crushed L4 and L5. But I came on live tonight because I wanted to hang out with my friends. So I'm super, super happy. Life under the microscope. What's the matter with you? Grateful Dabs, thanks for joining me, man. And Paisano, thanks for joining me. Jody Shiloh, Brandy, thank you. Thanks for showing up, ma'am. I love having you in my chats. And Douglas Howard, what's the matter, you? Hey, thanks for coming. James Forbes, thanks for showing up tonight, man. So I'll try to do something like earlier in the day tomorrow, because I know whenever I do shows after 6, we get like 50 people in the chat. And that's not an effective use of time, right? Because we want to get the younger crowd. Because I already know I have you guys because you're patriots, but our time is short. I need your help to get the younger people who want to make America an amazing place again. So we don't have these communist pieces of garbage running the show. Brent Shimko, thanks for showing up. And Ralph, if you're still here, yeah, reach out, bro. I just got to get some chow real quick, but I'll talk to you. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel. Semper Fi.